Well, hello and welcome to glennzb TV, the show that puts glennzb up your Periscope. I'm bringing New Zealand to the world and the world to New Zealand. And you're thinking, goodness, where's glennzb today? It's not the usual, the lighting's odd. What's happening there? Oh, it's been a crazy day. I've been away for a week and everything's changed. And now I'm in prison. I'm talking to you from in prison. No, not really. There's just another guy sitting in the place where I normally do it, so I'm doing it somewhere else. That's all. But I tell you what, when things go wrong technically, here's a little instruction on exactly what you shouldn't do. So, a little behind the scenes on the Mike Hosking breakfast. It's my job to try and make that thing work. Push buttons, get the sounds to go into other people's ears. I hope I'm not getting too technical for you. So anyway, Mike Hosking is away this week, and so Jack Tame is hosting the show. Now, the tricky part about that is that Jack Tame spends most of his time living in New York, and it's a big commute for him to come to the studio here in Auckland, New Zealand. So he goes into a studio in New York, and if I push the right buttons, it sounds like he's here. It's it's magic, basically. A bit of magic. But this morning, the magic, it wasn't quite there, and we hit the airwaves and just didn't really have a host. Now, that itself is not a major issue. What you should not do, what not to do in that situation, is push the button, which then fires off an ad break and sends half the country away to their ad break, and then you just have 2.5 minutes of silence around the country, and then, yeah, don't do that. That's just my piece of technical radio advice for you. It's been a stressful day, to be honest. First day back. A little break. Now, can you please just let us shoot things? How hard is it? Christchurch's RSA are a little bit confused why there was no gun salute at yesterday morning's dawn service. The Defence Force decided they wouldn't be providing a firing party despite repeated requests. Nobody knows why. So that's not on, is it? Because if there's one thing you want at dawn, it's the sound of gunfire. And you should be allowed it if you want it. So I don't know we need to find out why they weren't allowed to shoot at things. Well, no, I think not really at anything, to be honest. You're just shooting off, aren't you? It's a bit stupid, isn't it? Now, please, while we're asking for things, can you please not sing, school children? We do not want you singing it. Oh dear. See, this is what happens when you go into the strange place. Your tripod falls over, doesn't it? Here I am. Don't worry. It wasn't me falling over. It was you. So the officials at the September 11 memorial in New York say one of their guards should not have stopped a North Carolina middle school choir from singing the national anthem. The guard did not respond appropriately when he silenced some 50 students from Waynesville in the middle of the Star Spangled Banner. I think probably that guard was just doing what we all secretly want to do sometimes when we watch a school choir sing, especially if they're from Waynesville. We don't have enough places called Ville, and like a Christian name and then Ville after it in New Zealand. That seems to happen more in America. Is there a Glenville? There should be. Or a glennzbville. I think there should be one. And finally, I'm very impressed by these tactics the Warriors have employed recently. It's a consistent... It's a very long game they're playing, as opposed to the 80-minute game that most of the other teams are playing. They seem to be going longer. They're taking a longer view of things. And I think what they're doing is they're lulling the opposition into sort of a It's definitely a sense of security. I guess the question is whether it's a false sense of security or an actual sense of security. It's a complicated strategy and I mean, I don't pretend to understand what it is that they're doing, but I don't think the opposition does either, you see. So in that regard, I like it. In the regard of the fact they're not getting the points either on the scoreboard during the game or indeed on the table, I like it slightly less. But I guess if we just knew what they were doing, it might make a bit more sense. And hopefully that will be revealed, if not this season, in seasons to come. Preferably in our lifetimes. I am glennzb. Thank you so much for having me up your Periscope, even in a weird place like this. I'll see you back here, who knows from where, tomorrow.